it's your girl! And I have, obviously for the millionth time, and if you've just been living under a rock, you know I've been gone traveling the world and doing just a bunch of things these past few months. You know, some of it being me getting married, guesting at cons, traveling to a bunch of different countries. So let's just say, I've been doing stuff. Trust me, please believe me, I'm begging. So now that I'm back in Japan and for a few weeks things are a bit calmer, I decided, hey, why not do another Q&A? I haven't done one since I've lived here, so it's been over a year since I've done one. And I'm sure people are just lining up out the door wanting to ask me a million different questions about my life because that's all that's on everybody's mind all the time. So a few days ago, I asked on Twitter if anybody wanted to ask me some questions, and if you do not follow me on social media, especially on Twitter where I post quite a bit, then the links are in the description. So if you ever want to look out for the next Q&A video, you could just give me a little follow, Rooney. Let's answer some questions. But before we begin, I'd like to give thanks to today's sponsor, ClawTopia. ClawTopia is a claw machine app that allows you to play a variety of arcade games, as well as win a variety of prizes, like electronics, anime figurines, snacks, and so much more. With that being said, I'm gonna try playing it myself. There's so many cute prizes, but I just don't think I would have any. I suck at crane games, so God! I'm gonna try and get the Evangelion Thrice Upon a Time Asuka figurine because honestly, that is just a dream. It does look hard, and honestly, I'm not gonna stop till I get it. It's honestly, I need this. Please give me this. I'm begging you. Please give me the baby, please. No! I'm not giving up, dude. This is like my life. Come on. No! I'll allow it. Okay. Yeah! I finally fucking got it. Yes! Oh my god. Once a prize is acquired, you must fill out all shipping information. To ensure your prize is protected to the utmost degree, a shipment fee is added and your prize is off to you in no time. Okay, it's been 2 days and it's come. With all sorts of different and amazing prizes, you'll be sure to have a great time. Please make sure to check out all of the links in the description. Install through the link below and you'll have a chance to win 20 free tickets 30 days later. Tickets will be given out to 10 players every day, so don't forget to check out the info page. There is a special offer if you install it from the link in the description. Thank you again to ClawTopia, and now back to the video. Has there been anything that changed or felt different after marriage? Wow, right off the gate. Honestly, not really. It does feel like kind of nice to say, oh, he's my husband, to people now. But to be fair, we've been together for almost 9 years now, so it's not really, I think it'd be kind of weird if you were with somebody for that long and all of a sudden just like everything did a complete 180 or, felt even slightly different. So no, not really, honestly. 2 questions. What's your favorite ecchi, and if you had to voice act in one of the eroge that you've played, which would you pick and which character would you voice? My favorite ecchi. Honestly, I do have a closeness to, and this is just for like past Sydney teenage sake, but I do really have a soft spot for B Gata HK, which is really, it's kind of just like a dumb ecchi series, but damn. And if I could voice in any eroge that I have talked about, honestly, I'd probably pick the most f***ed up one, and for me, that has to be Megan Bates. What's it like doing taxes as a YouTuber for both Japan and America? It's terrible. I hate tax season probably more than you think. Are you both planning on getting a pet in the future? Honestly, I want a dog. I want a dog so bad. But unfortunately as well, in Japan, having a pet is not an easy thing to do. Japan is very sensitive to sound, very sensitive to your own space, and most places actually don't allow you to have a pet. So like every place that me and Garden have lived in is very strict, no pets. And honestly, finding a place that does accept pets is either gonna be exuberantly expensive. Like I looked yesterday just in case, just like curiosity. The cheapest place that I could stay in is about 40 minutes out of central Tokyo and about $5,000 a month. probably, unfortunately, while living in Japan, it's not in the cards unless something extreme happens. I want a dog so bad though, holy shit. I want. What are some kinks or fetish that you hate or don't understand why folks like and why? Like, I genuinely do not understand guro. You know, and if you don't know guro, it's like grotesque, you know, like it's not for the faint of heart. I do not, for the life of me, I do not understand how. What's your next video ideas? And is there any exciting trips ahead? Okay, so there's this one thing I am debating doing. I obviously live in Tokyo, and there's this bar I found in southern Japan. So it's a few hour plane ride. There's a bar there that is just completely Minion themed. Like the entire area around, this person made the entire area around their bar just Minions. And I'm very, very curious. I'm like, am I gonna travel about 5 hours out of my way just to go to this Minion bar? And I'm honestly leaning towards yes right now. I don't know what is wrong with me. But besides that, there are a lot of more unique ideas coming out. Some I'm working on. I am very excited about. You know, yeah, the future's looking exciting. I will admit it. Do you think there's ever been any piece of erotic entertainment that transcends the attached stigma of people jerking it to that particular piece of art? Of course, there's plenty of that. Like, I will say there are works that I've seen in Edo manga that I think it's just unbelievably beautiful. I think of Jorori, for example. But, you know, of course, people are still gonna jack it to it. But it's honestly, for me, it was more of amazed by how beautiful their artwork was. Do you have any tattoos? And if not, what would you get one of and where? I do not have any tattoos. I probably won't get any. It's just not really part of my style. But I did consider it a few times. Initially I was thinking of maybe getting a very small tattoo of the Harvest Moon Wonderful Life dog on my wrist, or maybe my favorite flower, which is, you know, white girl, on my wrist as well, or something on my back, like a tramp stamp of a fucking forget-me-not, which is also Harvest Moon oriented. Honestly, I just really love Harvest Moon, so if I was ever gonna get any sort of tattoo, it would probably be something, it would definitely be something regarding that. What would you say is your favorite video that you've made? If you don't have a favorite, what is the funniest one you had the most fun in producing? I like multiple of my, if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this, you know? So it's very hard when people ask me, what is my favorite? And I think sometimes I pull out an arbitrary answer, but honestly, I have multiples that I look to and I'm like, damn, that was a banger. But I will say one of the ones I had the most fun in making was definitely the SOD Land one I made about 2 years ago. And it's because I loved making that video so much that it inspired me to do the Girls Bars video. So really, it's honestly, it kind of branched off that, and now look at where I am, baby, just going to weird. When are you gonna wrestle Maki Ito? Once again, if you've been on my Twitter, you might have noticed that I have had tweet conversations with female wrestler Maki Ito. Honestly, I do want to do a video with her, and I do have some ideas. I'm formulating it, but it is taking some work to kind of plan out and potentially pitch. So look forward to that, because I'm definitely going to be pitching something. What was the one thing that scared you the most about moving to Japan, and how did you get over it, if you did? Honestly, one of the things was, of course, I'm not fluent in Japanese. I do know enough to kind of get around, but obviously, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and make it sound like I know how to do almost everyday things on my own, because I don't. I honestly still do get a little scared talking Japanese, because I get, you know, flustered very easily, especially when they don't know what I'm saying and I feel like I'm embarrassing myself, which is very common. I do that all the time. I was also quite scared about the sexual assault issues in Japan. I've had to deal with some creepy encounters while living here. But, you know, altogether, nothing's happened. Hopefully nothing will happen, but yeah. Oh my god, the next one's from my mom. She tweeted at me, when you start a family, is Japan a place you and Gart would settle down in? Mom, if you're curious, you could just ask me when I'm back home. Mom, no, I'll answer you that. Japan is not a place I'm gonna have my kids be raised in and spend, I'm not living my life in Japan. Maybe I'll have kids here, but I wouldn't raise them in Japan. I definitely would either raise them in America or England, Mom, okay?
God.
Most memorable moment in your wedding? That's hard. Honestly, there's a lot of memorable things that happened, be it from when the lady who was officiating our wedding said, "Do you grant?" It takes, and everybody was laughing, or when I walked down to Guts' theme, my dad's speeches, Garn's speech, there's so many things about that day I just look back on and I'm like, I wish I could relive that day just because it's so perfect. So it's hard to pick any special, like, what was the most memorable. And I know you attach a part, what is the most memorable memory from traveling these past few months. And for me, there's one memory I think about every day. So after I got married, me and Garnt had to go to California for AX. And the one day we had off, we decided to go on a date day, which is a day that me and Garnt dedicate to just spending time together, going out, trying different things. And when we were in LA and California, we were sitting in this random like Mexican restaurant. And first of all, let me get some backstory here, okay? There is one show I'd say is probably my most favorite in the entire world by far, and it's been like that for years. And that is every single season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I am a diehard fan. I was one of those girls that had that stupid shirt that said Bird Law University on it. I mean, you know. So I was sitting in this random Mexican restaurant and I look out, and then who the hell do I see? I see Mary Elizabeth Ellis, the person who plays the waitress in the series. I've met a lot of people in my life, but I have never ever been so starstruck. This is somebody I've seen on my TV screen more days out of the year than not. And she was just sitting there kind of chilling with somebody else, and I was freaking the f out because I knew it was her. And I just like, Garnt, what do you think it'd be rude if I went up to her and said, hi, can I have a picture or something like that? And she was so nice. She was so sweet about it. We got the picture in the end, front page of Reddit, and I still think about that every day, that I'm still living on that high. Next question. How does the rest of your family feel about your YouTube channel? Honestly, they really can't be fussed. Like, they don't really care. They don't watch it as much. I've come to find out recently, which I'm grateful for. They've seen a few videos, and I think they've admitted that sometimes when I talk a bit more vulgar, they kind of have to turn it off because they obviously seeing me talk in such a way isn't easy for my parents' pure hearts. But they said they're proud of me. They said that, there's no way that my kind of content would ever make them look at me differently. And I have pretty badass parents, okay? This one is from Emily at penguin_snacks. She's a pal. What is one food you could legitimately see yourself eating so much of that you literally die because you ate too much of it? Girl, you're millionaire bread. Let's f***ing go! Which is your favorite country that you visited on your break? I honestly love Australia. I've loved it. I really liked the vibe of Sydney, the city. It kind of reminded me of like England. And I really loved Melbourne as well because, close to Yarra Valley. But everything there was so much more, everything just feels positive. Everything, everybody there is like in a good mood. People are polite. The sun is always shining, which I'm one of those people that really needs the sun to feel happy. Yeah, definitely I want to go to Australia. I want to go back really quickly. Have you encountered anything in your travels now that makes you want to just fist fight God? My flight to Australia from Chicago was 16 hours. Long time. But the longest one was 14 hours. I had no idea it was possible. Like, I literally didn't know it was possible that a child could cry for 14 hours straight. Nonstop. No naps, no nothing, just cry and scream. Not just any cry, like not like a little sob here. It was like screaming. Screaming 14 hours straight. For babies, for example, I understand because they're babies. What are you gonna do? This was, so when it was about like 5-6 years old, 14 hours. Honestly, for the love of God, I don't think I've ever come close to just like screaming just to like let out frustration just for the fact of wanted to sleep so bad. I'm truly one of those people that believes, I don't care if I get shit for this because this is something I do believe. If it is a long haul flight, there should be options available if you want to flight with kids or not. Are you gonna live in Japan for another few years, or are you gonna travel to another country after Japan? I highly doubt I will travel to another country. Honestly, I think after living in several different countries all of my life, I'm probably gonna just stop here because my job's here. And even once I leave Japan, I think I don't know what country I'm gonna settle down in yet. I do know it's not gonna be Japan though. Would probably be the last time I move. Who cooks more, me or Garnt? Me, definitely. Garnt is one of those cooks where it's like, if he does make something, he wants to perfect it. He wants to make it perfect. Like his lasagna. It's world famous for God's sakes. There isn't many recipes Garnt does know, but when he does make his recipes, they're very good. Not saying my cooking isn't badass on its own, but I don't really quite go to the nth degree like he does in order to perfect it. Which Trash Taste member do you bully the most? Honestly, I would say I get bullied the most. Yes, okay, I am a sassy little, I'll say it. But I would say maybe Connor. Maybe. sassy, but anytime I say anything sassy to any of them, they all like just like gang up. I swear to God, I can't say shit, you know? I'm being bold. Hydration. What cursed item from one of your videos has disturbed Garnt the most? Now that's a hard one. I'm gonna go with the cliche answer and say the round table. Actually, he still brings it up. He's just like, I still can't believe that's in our house. That really just disturbs me. And honestly, what a little baby. Man. Next question. When traveling, how do you handle sleeping? Either on the plane, at the terminal, or stay awake the whole time? It depends, I think, what time you know you're leaving. Like, if it's early in the morning, we'll probably try to get some Z's in there, especially if, like, by the time I get to the new, place, it'll be, like, the middle of the day. If it's at night, I try to force myself to stay awake. But if it's, like, you know, like, late, like 1 a.m., midnight, I definitely, just sleep the whole time. I mean, it's very obvious answers, really. What is a piece of media you find yourself coming back to whenever you need something to play, read, watch? Besides what I said before about Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I also tend to lately been putting on Community in the background. It used to be Better Call Saul, but obviously now that it's over, it's kind of like, I don't want to rewatch any of the episodes now. If I have a Sydney night, which I usually use to maybe drink wine and watch horror movies to myself and then just chill out, I tend to rewatch The Descent. I've also rewatched Autopsy of Jane Doe a number of times, as well as Gonjiam. A lot of Korean horror movies too, but this is not a horror movie discussion thing. But yeah, I tend to go back to some of my favorites when I'm having a little Sydney time night. What is your favorite kind of dog? Honestly, I really love all of them, but I will not lie, I am partial to some breeds because they're what I grew up with and also just what I find like the cutest. The two breeds I grew up with were Schnauzers and Pugs. When I have a dog though, I'm going to be getting a Shiba Inu, you know, like the total weeb I am. Maybe a Mami Shiba, which is just a smaller Shiba, but still got the little whoop. And now on to the final question. Do you remember your first hentai ero manga doujinshi? I do actually. I came across it recently, actually. I never remembered the name, and one day I was just scrolling along, like, you know, just living it up, and I came across a series, and that is called Yanagida-kun to Mizuno-san. So yeah. Yeah. All right, and that was me answering your questions, guys. Thank you for asking, and please, once again, remember to follow my Twitter if you want to ever potentially keep an eye out to maybe ask your own little questions. Also, please do not take this as an invitation to go to the tweet that I asked for a Q&A on from, because I promise you I'm not going to answer them because this video's out and I'm literally saying these words to you right now. I always deal without like 100 more tweets after I release the video, and I'm like, the video's out. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are thinking about supporting this channel, then please check out the links here or check out the links in my description because it's literally just a click away. Either way, thank you guys again, and toodaloo! Oh wait, no, bye.